Hey guys, welcome back to Taste of Victory. I'm TasteDRC, and today we got some exciting Booster Set 6 gameplay for you guys, with the new set being fully unveiled in Japan just recently, a couple of days ago. So we do got the special sleeves for this occasion, these awesome Pokemon Gardevoir and Lilligant sleeves. These were black and white era sleeves that you could only get through a raffle at the time in Japan, so they're incredibly rare. So this is the only way I'll ever be able to have them. But yeah, I am playing Jesmon today, and my opponent is playing a Gabumon Bond of Friendship. I'm going to go ahead and open Monodramon, which is the 2-cost rookie, so usually you want to hold on to those to be able to hardcast them. But since it's the only rookie in my hand, it's totally fine to just Digivolve into it. And I go into Greymon, which is that ST Greymon, starter deck Greymon that lets you get unconditional security attack +1. So the combo with Jesmon is you want to get many Sistermons out through its own effects, because its line lets you play them out for free. You can play them when attacking. And one of the level 5s of the Jesmon line, Savior Huckmon, I believe is the name, lets you unsuspend if you have another Sistermon on the field. So with that effect, that security attack +1 from Greymon turns into 4 checks with each restand attack, you know? So it's a incredible, powerful combo. And my opponent is playing Gabumon, Bond of Friendship, as I said earlier, so they go ahead and play the Gabumon for Booster Set 5, which lets you search for an Onimon or a Garurumon. Unfortunately, my opponent does whiff it, which is great for me, because yeah, your Tamers all go down, so that's great, because Gabumon is what people are nicknaming it. Okay, so he had another one anyway, so he just goes ahead and play it. But yeah, if you have a blue Tamer, Gabumon, the level 7 lets you once per turn unsuspend itself, like just any Tamer, so that's pretty amazing. And with its other effect, to return any level 5 to the bottom of your deck, or maybe to your hand, I think it's to your hand, being able to restand and do that again, that's really crazy. Gabumon Bond of Friendship is a really oppressive deck once it gets steamrolling. So I do play Huckmon, and Huckmon's effect is reveal the top 5 and add anything with Huckmon, Jesmon, or Sistermon to its hand. It might be with Royal Knight type, I'm not sure off the top of my head right now since this was filmed a couple of days ago now. But I do play that. I do get the search off, which is fantastic. I get Sistermon so I can actually play them out with my effects now. And then I just go ahead and Digivolve into my Monodramon, which is the blocker. The 1-cost blocker, because my opponent's Memory Tamer is not actually one of the ones that sets you to 3 memory at the beginning of your turn, so I am able to choke them. It looks like they have unfortunately bricked a bit, so they do play them on Zeamon raw onto the field for only 5, so not the end of the world, because if they have the ultimate to just go into the follow-up, they can just skip all the levels and go straight into it. So that's not terrible, and as you see, my opponent doesn't know this, but you know, maybe they picked up on it from my plays, I'm not going taller, that I didn't have an ultimate at the time. Luckily, I did draw into it. I'm able to Digivolve for 3, putting him at 1, and that effect of it, when Digivolve, lets you play a Sistermon from hand. And I do play the Sistermon Blanc, I believe is the name. And when played, it lets you draw 1. And if you have a Digimon with Royal Knight on the field, it turns all your other Sistermons into blocker. So my opponent plays Rattle, something Rattle. I forget the name of that option, but it's Star Rattle, something like that. But if you have 3 or more Digimon, you could send... if your opponent has 3 or more Digimon, you can send any of your opponent's Digimon that you choose to the bottom of their deck, discard the sources. So that is a fantastic removal card in this meta, where if you're only like used to English meta right now, by Booster Set 6, going wide is really, really easy for a lot of decks because of effects like we're seeing here. It lets you play out extra bodies for free. So, you know, cards like Rattlestar or whatever it's actually called really has a lot of opportunity to get its full effect off. Luckily, I did have the other Savior Huckmon, so I'm able to Digivolve again, draw, and then I played the other Sistermon Blanc to get that extra draw, so that gives me a lot of advantage, hand advantage. Like, look at how huge this hand is. Like, so many decks draw now. There's a lot of decks that can't draw like this still, you know, like black, but red now has a lot of draw power because of these Sistermon archetype in Jesmon. So we are in a pretty even security right now. They do have to lead by 1, not a huge deal. But my opponent is focusing on removing my boards, since I could see that they're not having too much luck drawing into what they need. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Jesmon, putting me at 2. So that is dangerous, but I'm hoping that since they already played the Rattlestar... Oh, no, yeah. Wow, they just happen to have both in hand. That's insane. So yeah, because I have more than 3 bodies on board, it does send any card to the bottom of my deck. I think normally it's a level 5, or maybe it's DP based, I'm not too sure, but because I have 3 bodies or more on board, they can now send anything, so that is really unfortunate, because like I don't have ultimates in my hand right now, I'm pretty sure, so I really needed that to stick on board, but that's what I get for Digivolving outside of the racing area, or for Digivolving before I could even attack for that turn. I should have waited a bit more. So I did actually have the Rise Greymon. I didn't notice that right now while I was commentating. I draw into another one, so not exactly what I need, especially with the Tamer already out. This isn't too threatening of a stack, but as long as I can get to Jesmon. So here what I'm wondering is if I should just go into it again, because I already have a pretty clear line to another one if it gets removed again. And maybe they don't even have the other Rattlestar, because, I mean, I didn't think originally that they might before, but look how that worked out. They did have it twice in hand. So we're going to go ahead and hardcast into them. Because of this, because, what's his name, Jesmon is out, both of those Sistermon Blancs are now blockers, which is the amazing thing because of her effect. And then he goes ahead and Digivolves, Warp Digivolves using the effect of Gabumon, or maybe the Mat Tamer, I believe, into Gabumon of Friendship. And because of its effect, he can bounce anything from security to hand. So he does one security check. And then he does another. Yeah, so that was kind of out of order, so that confused me for a bit there. But yeah, its effect is attack and then restand if you have a blue Tamer. And when you attack, you can return one level 5 or lower Digimon to the bottom of their deck. So they were able to do all that, get all those swings because of that Gabumon. That is how crazy. Like, the effect of Mat also is once you have played that Gabumon for that turn through the effect of Mat, Gabumon will go to the bottom of your deck and its sources are discarded. So yeah, you see how much like damage that did. It just chipped through all my security so fast. That is the explosive power of the Gabumon of Friendship. And that's why, you know, it has that playback cost of the, if you warp Digivolve, you have to get rid of it at the end of the turn. That's a balancing effect. Because look what it can do. You can't have that kind of body staying on board. The Digivolve into Sagittarius to pass me turn. I think it's only 3 to Digivolve into, but because I have the BT1 tie on the field, I'm able to get 3 memory off its effect. He does have 3 security here, but no blocker. If I could play a Jesmon, if I could play a Sistermon off of his effect, then I'll be able to stall turn through blockers. And I have plenty in trash and plenty in hand, so I will more than likely, totally fairly be able to do that. I see here, I go for it. So what I do instead is I actually gain memory here because I'm not able to restand. But that extra memory lets me Digivolve into other blockers to hopefully end for game. Or something or other. So here I'm just looking at my board, deciding what is the best course of action here. He does have the Sagittarius. It doesn't actually look like I have any blockers in hand, so I'm wondering what the idea here was. Maybe just hard cast the I can't warp. Yeah, I try to warp Digivolve there because I'm excited to see the combo, but he does not have a level 6 out. The Gabumon is at the bottom of the deck. Sagittarius is a level 5, so I cannot warp Digivolve because I don't have a level 6, or my opponent doesn't have a level 6 to meet the condition of Gilmon's warp Digivolve. So what I'll do is I am still debating here what to do, just thinking it through. I'll Digivolve here for 3, hope to top deck the want to play it for free and choke him out 1. Unfortunately, no luck there. So I'm assuming what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and play out the blocker because he doesn't have anything that, because by putting him at 1, there's no way he could Digivolve into Gabumon Bond of Friendship without passing turn. So I'm not too worried about it being able to send my blockers back to hand or, you know, restand and brute force its way through my blockers. I'm not really worried about Jesmon getting removed through attacking either because of that, because that 1 memory choke is cool. So that's why Tamers like Nokia and then Mat Tamer are very strong, but the set to 3 memory effect of regular Tamers is so powerful, and missing that really hurts, because that could let you play through so much, being guaranteed that extra 3 memory, being able to be more aggressive with your early plays and stuff. So my opponent is going here, thinking through their plays, see what they're going to do as a follow-up. They do have that Vmon that is able to warp Digivolve in the racing area, so if he could survive another turn here, he could be able to go into All Force Vidramon and be able to swing a lot aggressively that way as well. He's going to attempt to swing into security. Because of Sistermon Blanc, all Sistermons are blockers with that effect, so I am able to block as much as I want to, or rather up to 2 times. So if he was able to cheat something else out somehow, I would still have that extra blocker, so I wasn't too worried about surviving that 1 turn. So at only 1 memory, it would have been hard for him to remove the blocker and still be able to attack. I go ahead and Digivolve into my rookie. I have 3 bodies on board now, and he does have a blocker, but I'm not too worried about that because I have ways to brute force my way through it. I do have Jesmon here. I could keep blocking with Sistermon Blanc. I could attack into that, and because I have a Sistermon on the field, Jesmon gains piercing. I'll go ahead and play another Blanc. That lets me draw, giving my hand advantage even more. Jesmon, through its effect, is 14k right now because it gains 300 from having a Sistermon on the field. I Digivolve into Rise Greymon for 3, that puts me to 2. And then amazing top deck here. Judgment of the Blade. One of your Digimon with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight in its type can attack one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. And that is fantastic because his blocker is only 7k. But he doesn't have enough body to... he doesn't have enough bodies on board to brute force to hold off my attacks. That system on block was played this turn, so I'm not able to attack with it. So that's not game. I can't swing for it. But here we go, the card I was seen to have been digging for. So when I'm swinging from this gameplay, I will Digivolve into Advanced Onimon. So Onimon's effect is it can restand itself when Digivolved, and it could swing with the ability Advance, which is when your opponent's memory passes to your turn. When your memory passes to your opponent's turn, you get to swing anyways. And because it can restand, even though Jesmon was rested, I can swing for the final game. So that's the power of Jesmon. You get a lot of swings in a turn if you have the right setup. And as you're setting your way up there, you're going wide with a bunch of blockers to keep stalling to find it. So yeah, it's an incredible deck, and I really like it a lot. Jesmon is incredibly strong, oppressive, and powerful. And there's a lot to be tested, but it's looking really good right now as a top-tier contender in the meta. So I don't have a list that I'm going to be posting as a follow-up video to this anytime soon. I will, well, it's probably on screen right now, the list I was using at the time, if I remember. But as far as deck profiles, I'm not going to do one just now because the list barely went up a couple days ago, the full set list. The whole set is barely even coming out in Japan, I think, tomorrow. So it's not technically out yet. There's still lots of testing to do. There's tons of ways you can build Jesmon. It's amazing. I love the creativity of deck building in Booster Set 6 because it gets crazy by then. This is where the game really opens up. So yeah, there's a lot more testing to do. So I'm going to be doing that before I actually do a solid deck profile build to make sure I get you guys the best list. And even then, if you watch Wong Zero, that's his boy. That's his favorite Digimon. So he'll probably have a list before I could cook something up anyways. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay video. Let me know what other decks you want to see played in Booster Set 6 for the videos. And until those next videos, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.